Let's talk about an American. It's a sad day.
Cut this shit. Cut no. No, cause I got my blood on this shit, bro. Hey, cut this off.
Excuse the language.
I'm gonna make your ass walk on butt ass. What's talking about, nigga? G4, your ass tweaking, folk.
He put you on. Look, why you trying to cut my What's y'all on, man? Oh, I'm gonna laugh. Oh, fuck.
Alright, I'm not gonna play this whole video.
This bitch ass nigga right here.
I'm just trying to see
Go!
what
On bro grade, your ass. Ugly on bro. Your ass on bro grade, your ass. Ugly. Bitch ass nigga.
so trying to cut his hair and then cut his scalp.
Don't get me on that. I don't need to be saying that. Nobody.
Ain't nobody else.
Boy.
Pack that ass, rabbit ass nigga. Fuck, cut his motherfucking hair off.
They cutting him.
Damn, you cutting shit.
I put a whole patch out of this shit, boy.
Why you do that?
Ain't no blood on the blade, though.
Bitch ass nigga.
And they hit him, now he's
Oh,
bleeding.
yeah.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Oh, my brother grave. I never.
I should knock your ass the fuck out right now, nigga. Stand up, boy. Stand up, boy.
Alright, I've seen enough. This the video about the teens from Chicago pretty much going crazy. They went and did was kidnapped a kid from the suburbs and brought him back to the hood. And now they have all type of charges against him for this, for kidnapping this mentally disabled boy, making him drink toilet water. Yeah. The racial divide between this country, it just doesn't seem that there's an end to it. It really doesn't. I mean, from slavery all the way up to this, it's something that is you almost got, it's almost a loss for words. Y'all know me, I don't usually have a loss for words, but it's how do you get around it? How do you get past, over it, or through it? How do you defeat it before it defeats you? Now, for those of you who've never faced racial disparity before, regardless of what your color is, good on you. But I faced it. I know if I go outside right now, I'll probably face it again. It's just there. I mean, from our president elect Donald Trump to our last president Barack Obama. Look, when George Bush was in office, he made twice as much as our president now makes. Barack Obama, twice as much. Now Donald Trump doesn't want to take a paycheck. He's a billionaire, but I'm just saying stuff like that. You know what I mean? Why did George Bush make twice as much as Barack Obama? You know what I'm saying? There's just so many blatantly racist things in America that the Sterling shooting, the Castillo shooting, those were blatant shootings. Those were not accidents. When they shot that boy out when he was selling his CDs, and they shot him, they took the gun on camera to his chest, boom, boom, boom. What did you think was going to happen? When you have two police officers on top of a man with his arms out and getting shot at point blank range, there was barely any space between the barrel in that man's chest, and they sunk bullets into him, claiming that he was a threat. What you think was going to happen? You thought it was going to stop after those cops got shot? After a bunch of cops got shot with 5, I think it's up to 20 now because of it. You think it's going to stop there? See, this is the power of media. This is the power of media. It's the power of social media. These, I'm not making an excuse for what these. I don't know if they're children. I don't know if they're underage. I don't know what their ages are, but nonetheless, they're conscious of what they were doing. But it's just more racial divide, is what I'm saying. There's no excuse for what they did, but it's just more racial divide. You see what I mean? And even the president had to have remarks on this. Now, I heard a guy say if this was the other hand, some white people did it to black people, there would be marching in the streets, NAACP, and that is very true. That's exactly what happened. What would happen? It'd be Black Lives Matter. This is true. But let's get this straight. There have been over 4,000 hangings. 4,000 hangings. White people hanging black people. And I think 1,000 of them was white people hanging white people because they supported black people. And the last hanging that we know about is Sandra Bland, but let's get this straight. There were 5 other women, black women, who were killed in jail during that month for minor traffic incidents. For stupid stuff, they go to jail and then they hang these women. Let's get an understanding here. Murder begets murder. Violence begets violence. This is what you're looking at. Yeah, they're human beings acting inhuman, but what do you want when you see all this violence on both sides? What do you think is going to happen? Being rational is thrown completely out the window. Being civil is not even accounted for. We're going to do this. And that's just that. The guy who shot the girl who needed help, he shot her in the back of the head after she knocked on his door in the middle of the night because she needed help. She didn't know a white man lived there. She knows she needed help. She turned around and walked away, and he blew her head in. She wasn't a threat. The door wasn't even open. She didn't come there loaded with a gun, no nothing. The guy who shot through the car, bunch of teens in the car, they were playing their music loud. He didn't like it. Pulled out his gun. Pow! Kills one of them. Those kids weren't a threat to him. He went to court and lied. All the police shootings, not to mention the 762 murders in Chicago. It's a jungle. It is a jungle in Chicago. And let me tell you something. Some people say, well, those black people killing black people. Well, I'm going to tell you something. There's been a video out where a young guy, he was a gangster. He was like, listen, we would wake up and somebody would be like, there's guns in a crate on a corner. Nobody would even know where they came from. And the thing about it is, they would be high-powered weapons sitting in a crate. Just guns right out there. Just guns. None of these people know where these guns came from. You don't think the police has anything to do with that? I'm just telling you. I'm just saying what it is. We are all being played on both sides. And this world is about to explode with violence. This is a prelude to a war. That's why I tell people, man, get prayed up. Find your salvation. Because the games that these people are playing with us, they're playing for keeps. They shot that woman, Gaines. Shot her just because she had a warrant for her arrest for a traffic ticket. came in her house and shot her and her child, a 4-year-old. The 4-year-old lived. And he said, they shot me on purpose. Then they had the smear campaign was showing her with a weapon, which she is legally allowed to have. But the video that they showed was 2 weeks earlier than the incident. She didn't even have a gun in her hand when they shot her. They just killed her. They could have tased her and took her in. If that, why are they even at her door? You got a warrant? Okay, fine. You break in, you take her to jail. Okay, fine. She's still alive today. You shot her. Like a rabid dog. These people are playing for keeps. And we are all getting played. On both sides. Nobody wants to wake up and realize that somebody is pulling the strings. Dylan Roof shoots, 12 people or whatever. Says he wasn't sorry when he gets to court. Said, I'm not sorry. I knew what I was doing. He says, I'm not mentally ill. Even when he was shooting the people. He was talking. He said he wasn't sorry. Then you have these youngsters who are full of anger. Like a bunch of black people are. And that anger is a spirit that if you're not careful, it will seep into you. And it will control your life until you die. And then jump into somebody else and do the same thing. This is what happened when you say, I am angry. You claim that you're an entity. And that entity claims you. We need to be careful. We need to be careful, people. Don't let these people steal your soul. Protect yourself. But don't let these people steal your soul. It's your boy Tone 202.